All right, welcome everybody to this special edition of Eagles versus Everybody. Of course, we had to acknowledge this week's biggest news with the loss of Kobe, which we're huge fans of. But first, we have special panels. We go into our Super Bowl preview. So let's get everybody familiar. Of course, Kane is here.
What's up, brother?
Is it does Florida need prayer? Is it under 65 degrees? Are you surviving, down there?
I mean, it did get a little chilly today, bro.
Yeah.
We was in like the high 50s, 60s.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I did have to break out my little Columbia jacket, a little breeze in there.
Man, President Trump probably had to leave his golf course or something, if it's that cold. Wow, man. How do you guys survive?
I don't know. It's tough, bro. It's tough.
All right. So all the way from the West Coast joining us, a man I've been waiting all season to talk to, Akeem from the Raw and Uncut podcast.
West side.
Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on? Hey, man, I want to say it's about 70 degrees out here in California, man.
Tough. It's tough.
It's hard.
All right.
It's hard.
And so and then we got to go all the way to Kansas. We got my man Al High of the Casual. Sorry. So how's it going, Al?
What's going on? How y'all doing, man? And it is a balmy 32 degrees right now.
Okay, there you go. Now, finally, somebody else.
I'm moving.
Y'all keep that.
I'm moving. Yeah.
All right. So before we get rolling, I wanted to ask first, Al, tell everybody where they can find you on social media and tell them about your podcast.
My show is called The Casual Highlight Podcast. Sports with a little bit of flavor of Christ. So we bring all the sports news, and at the end of the show, either have a prayer or just talk about something in the Word of God. You can find me on all the platforms. Big shout out to BS3 Radio with the family Kane and Ice. You can follow Al High on Facebook, Instagram. Also follow my page, Casual Highlight, on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
And that's Highlight HYGH LIGHT.
Okay. All right. So Akeem, brother, where can we find Raw and Uncut podcast?
I mean, I appreciate it. I want to say, man, I'm definitely tuning into that, man. I like when you put in the Christ in there, man. I'm a tune into that, brother. But yeah, you can find me Raw and Uncut podcast. I'm on every single social media account is Raw and Uncut podcast. Email rawanduncut@gmail. I am on every platform that podcast could be on: iHeart, TuneIn, Apple, Spotify. Man, I'm all over Raw and Uncut podcast.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
All right. So everybody make sure you follow them and, check out the show, support, let them know you heard about them here on Eagles versus Everybody. So
Appreciate it.
Before we get into the Super Bowl, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge, my all-time favorite player, and I believe Kane's also, Kobe Bryant.
Man.
And, another member of Eagles Nation, Kobe Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to ask, I guess we'll start with you, Kane. What, and I know it's hard to single it down to one or two things, but I guess when you think of Kobe, what comes to mind or what do you want to think about moving forward?
Oh, man. Spoke about this a couple of days. The things I want to move forward with is just the same things he brought to the court you want to bring to your life. His determination to be great at everything he did. Where do I go with this? Things I take away from it, telling your loved ones that, you miss them, how you feel right now. Don't miss those moments. I was talking to, our good friend, Nicole Monique the other night. And, it was, when I first started hearing the news, Sunday afternoon and, I'm laying in my recliner and, the wife was going shopping and, she was walking out the door. She just says, bye, see you later. And I say, bye, see you later. And you don't think about that, that this could be the last time that you see your loved ones, and You know, and I'm sure, you know, this was a routine for Kobe and his daughter to just get into the chopper and, you know, go to practice or go to games. And you imagine what he said to Vanessa when he walked out of the door. So that's my biggest takeaway from it is, you know, spend that time, take those moments, enjoy that time, and let people know who you're close with and your loved ones, how you feel about them right now, you know, because you never know when it's going to be too late for that. You know, one of the many things that Kobe's taught us over the years, you know, aside from the grit, the determination, and the things on the court, of course. But that's the thing I'm going to take away from this tragedy is the biggest thing to me is you never know. I mean, if you would have gave me a list of 1,000 people that were going to die on Sunday, you know, Kobe Bryant was on the list, he would have been my absolutely last one. Okay, down to the last choice. Is this who it is? And so you never know when that moment's going to rise or who it's going to be. So just, you know, take the time to slow down, smell the roses, and enjoy life and your family. You know, life is short, and this just a glaring example, man.
What about you, Akeem?
Yeah, man, it's hit me hard too. He's one of my favorite players, man. You know, I'm a Sixer fan, but you know, just had always, you know, from the West Coast, man. You know, I live in Sacramento. He used to come up and kill the Kings, and you know, I was proud of that. You know, I was happy because I hate the Kings, but I want to say, man, the biggest thing for me was like, you know, he's always been a great basketball player for me, so that was a given. But I think he made fatherhood look so good. You know what I mean? Like I'm a father. I'm a father of boys, and you know, you know, he just projects that feeling to everybody on how fatherhood feels, man. When I seen him with his daughter, how he's communicating, laughing, joking, hugging, like I know that feeling. You know what I mean? I know how that feels to be with your child that looks at you as you're a superhero, man, and like to be in that position and to show the world, like, and not only show the world, but he's showing the world, hey man, this is a black man out here with the daughters and showing the world. I mean, that was special to me, man. It's kind of like you don't really see it often. Like you see Beyonce and Jay-Z, but you don't really see him, Jay-Z, with his daughter. Like Kobe was with his daughter, training, doing things out. Like that was really big for me, man. And it's always been big. I just got a lot of respect for him. I will continue to. He's in my Hall of Fame. Fatherhood, straight up, just how he was, and you know how he got down. Like that was real special to me, man. So I think that was the biggest thing I pulled from it. You know, I even talked to my son about it. You know, because my son hit me when he passed, and it's crazy. But when he passed, I was like 2 minutes away from pushing record on a podcast with a group of people. That was a difficult. You know, that was difficult. You know, going in there, and everybody was there, and that's why I couldn't do my podcast this week. I was gonna put it out, but I just couldn't do it because I wanted the world to mourn, just like I felt like he was a part of the family, man. Like me and him got so much in common. I may be long-winded. I'm gonna cut it short.
No, you good.
But I'm 41. He's 41. Like my birthday's in July. His was in August. I graduated in 96. He graduated in 96. So like I've been following this man for a long time, and I felt close because I felt like, man, this Kobe Bryant kid is gonna be special. I bought his rookie card. I remember when I bought his rookie card when he first went in the league. We were both young. I just remember his spirit, man, and that moved me. So like for him to go so early, great father he is. You know, it was hard, man, and it's still hard, man. Every day is hard for me to even go on social media because social media is continuously putting it in me, that feeling that I get when I hear about his death, man.
What about sorry, I'm getting a little choked up. What about you, Al?
Oh man, I'm the same way as you all, and as I came, I've been like 2 days. I just started writing all my thoughts down. I got the notification in my phone a couple hours before I went to work, and I was just in numbness for a moment. Like I can't. This is surreal. And Kobe Bryant, to me, I listen to music, I watch movies, but I love sports. I just love watching it. And the one thing, I wrote a lot of different thoughts down of different shows that he did. The one thing I did pick up today as I was just in my moment and just reflecting was the fact that he was more than a basketball player. He didn't just limit himself to just being a basketball player. This man won an Oscar. This man was a great father. This man was a best-selling author. And in my lifetime, I'm 33. I'm probably the youngest out of everybody on this call right now. The biggest thing I learned is don't just limit yourself to one thing. I believe that everybody, even on this call right now, people that are listening, everybody has more than one gift, has several things to offer to the world, and not just limit yourself to just one thing. Because as this tragedy reached not just the sports world, but the music world, the movie world. I was on NFL.com, and I'm looking at all the NFL teams that reached out and gave condolences. The hockey league, the baseball league, overseas in soccer. This is an international tragedy. Like I was even thinking back to when I was playing. I had the Nintendo 64, and I had the game NBA Courtside, and I would turn off all the little filing and all that. I would turn all that off. But I remember that was like my first big Kobe moment because I had a video game with Kobe Bryant on it, and then that transition road to his retirement, man. I'm like, yo, don't limit yourself to just one thing. We all of us have greatness and we have great potential, but many times we just limit ourselves to one thing, and all of us have many different tools to use in life, and that's what I'm going to take with his legacy. I'm even learning, hey, this brother was right there in front and maximizing your time on earth, maximizing, not wasting time, and just doing it, and living out your truth, living what you're called to be.
All right. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. For me, I actually got the news from Kane, who texted me. I was in Home Depot, and when I got in the car, I saw you text me. He was like, "Did you hear about Kobe?" And so I was about to drive. So rather than text back, I just called, and I legit thought he was about to tell me like Kobe's coming back or something. I figured it was some big news if he texts me. You heard about Kobe. He's like. So I called back, and I was like, so what's up? He's like, I guess you heard. And I was like, nah, I hadn't heard anything. He's like, well, TMZ is reporting he died in a helicopter crash. And I was like, wait, what? And so we're like literally on the phone and trying to, search more and kind of hear from like a mainstream news source. And, as more time went by, right? Like 4 or 5, 10 minutes go by, and there's no like Kobe social media posts, hey guys, I'm good, kind of start to like it really start to set in. This might be real. And came home and told my wife and actually one of my kids is named Kobe. So, I tell my wife this, and my wife's like, oh my God, Kobe passed. And so my daughter's like, I did what? And so it was just that moment of like, wow. But now I had to snap back into being dad, right? And and kind of explain to a 9-year-old what passing means, right? So I think, but to your point, right? I think as Kane said and you guys said, just the grit, the drive. And Kane and I are working on a couple other things, and so just, when I think about just being even more determined about making those things happen and making these new ventures work, that's kind of what I'm getting from it. Spending time with your kids, being intentional about that. And, we've seen Kobe's basically whole adult life through through the years, right? So we've seen his whole adult life. And, one thing nobody's talking about is dedication to his wife. Now, of course, we all know there were some mistakes and things, and they had their issues, but he stuck it out and found a way to pull his family back together, Yeah. And
he's human.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, in that microwave Hollywood celebrity culture, it's very easy to move on. But he didn't do that. He worked and did whatever he needed to do to build trust back with his wife and pull that relationship back together, right? And that takes a lot. Okay, like you got to think about how hard it is for a man to swallow his pride. It's just a normal man, but imagine being an NBA superstar when you can just go pick out some, little movie starlet or something, right? But anyway, so I digress. Let me take a moment to thank everybody for listening. Also, make sure you go to bs3radio.com and leave a 5-star review. All right, we really appreciate that. All right, so let's get into Super Bowl questions. Kane has a list of questions for you guys. Kane, so you tell. I guess you pick who goes first here.
All right, man. We'll start out with the 49ers.
Let's go with something. We're
going to the West, y'all.
We're going West. So what do you see to the keys to the 49ers coming out victorious in this game? What are the keys to the 49ers pulling that success here?
I think of course, man, I think if we keep our running game going strong, I think they face, Tennessee, and they were like, oh, we stopped the best running back, but I don't think they stopped the most creative play caller in football, which is Kyle Shanahan, and I think we can get some things going from that defense. Also our D line is special, and I know everybody knows about that, but it's special. So the thing is about having a special D line, it helps the back end help a lot. So we can't double, we can't go in areas where that they're going to threaten us in, because they got a lot of speed, you know what I mean? And in order to get speed, you got to get the guy who's throwing the ball. So I think if we put some on him, I mean, it's not Michael Vick running out of there. He did run a 5 flat 40. So let's not get ahead of ourselves and thinking this guy is just going to be running all over us like he's just that mobile. But I definitely think that our advantage is our D line, our running game, and just our physical play. Like, we are a physical football team, and if you are pretty and you are trying to run like an Olympic track star, when you get hit with this sledgehammer, we see how fast you'll be going when that happens.
All right, Kane, what you got next, brother? Oh, I guess. Sorry, we gotta go to Al.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're going to have to do is do what got us here to get to Miami, and that is definitely use our tools, our advantage of our speed with Tyreek Hill. Sammy Watkins is healthy, so he has to show up. Travis Kelce, and have a little bit of running game. In the last game against Tennessee, we controlled the clock with the running game a little bit with Damian Williams, and definitely get old school. And I think we need to bring out the screenplay a little bit, and with Damian Williams, putting him in the slot, and Nicole Harmon. But the other key to us winning, and I'm gonna take this back to when we played Denver in Mile High, when Patty went down with the injury. Even though Denver is not as good of a team as the 49ers, the defense rallied together and made plays. They're going to have to rally and make plays. Tyrann Mathieu, we got T. Sizzle off the waiver wire. Frank Clark, DJ Sorensen. These particular guys are going to have to come together and make plays. Anthony Hitchens, they're going to have to step up, because this is the last game of the year. You know, Chiefs Nation, we haven't – this is still surreal that we're talking about the Chiefs in the Super Bowl right now. So they're going to have to make plays, and they're going to have to lean on veteran leadership who's been there before. Terrell Suggs, he's been in this type of situation. So being able to stay focused on the task at hand and doing what they've always did, bring forth balance, and then offensively, you use what you have as weapons. this battle is going to be West Coast system against West Coast system, the best of the West Coast system, because both of these coaches came from the original tree of Bill Walsh.
Yeah, I'm very interested to watch the matchups myself. This is very much a game of, the unstoppable force against the immovable object. Kansas City's high-flying offense, that San Francisco defense, that's the best defense I've seen in the last 5-7 years easily. They are outstanding. So I'm really interested to see that, how Kansas City's gonna play call. Are they gonna try some of the same things? Is San Francisco gonna try to man them up in the secondary?
No.
We
can't do that. I wouldn't do that.
I don't suggest it, but how are you gonna? How are they gonna play each other? And the play calling is going to be the biggest thing. How is Andy Reid going to call the game, and how are they going to go about their play calls? Is Kyle Shanahan going to continue to be creative in his calls? Cause
you may see a lot of split coverage stuff. I'm thinking split coverage, meaning maybe boundary side, man up, field side. We have to run some zone stuff. Wherever Sammy Watkins is, we can man up on Sammy Watkins. We just can't let Hill get loose. And that's the guy. And then Kelsey is an animal. So
yeah,
I think we have to play some physical zone under type stuff against Kelsey, and probably man up against Watkins and double team Hill.
Yeah. It's some interesting matchups. It's a very good matchup. I'm interested to see how Kansas City's defense is going to stand up to that running game. Like you said, they played Derrick Henry, but that's one guy,
right.
And with no weapons of being, no outside weapons where there's really no threat to pass the ball really.
Right.
With Tennessee, it's a difference between stopping that kind of run game and a run game that can also test you boundary, sideline to sideline. 49ers have the running backs have the speed to cut to the corners, and if you get comfortable and come over to the box, Kittle will kill you. Samuel will kill you. So you can't lay back like you play against Tennessee. So it'll be interesting to watch that at all. Ask each of you one. Give me a impact player on both sides of the ball you think who plays a key role in this game, and then give me your X factor guy who may step in and make the big plays or be have a shot at the MVP with a big game. Let's start with you, Al.
Oh, go ahead.
So impact play, X factor player, I think is going to be McCole Harmon. I still think he doesn't get. Excuse me. I still don't think he gets the credit to where credit is due. He was a big pickup in the draft, second round pick out of Georgia. I believe if Tyreek is double covered, then they're going to McCole Harmon. And I just believe that, I've never seen an offense have this many weapons since probably the St. Louis Rams back in 2000 or 99 season with Kirk Warner. You had Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, Oz Hakeem. You had that team. When you have three or four receivers that just dominate, then you have a tight end. And you can cover them, but then you still have speed of McCole Harmon. So I believe that's the X factor. The impact player is going to be Patrick Mahomes, and his development from last year to this year, it has been. He was good last year, and this year he's been off the radar because he's had his injuries.
He was the MVP last year.
He was MVP. And but thinking about his playoff run that he's been on, 11 touchdowns to 0 interceptions in 4 career playoff games. How he controls the game and how he makes things go is going to be. He's going to be the impact person. Whichever way this team goes with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, who you got, Akeem?
Hey man, I gotta say that was some pretty good stuff right there, man. I do believe like that receiver he was talking about, he's pretty good, man. But I think for us, I think it's Jimmy Ward. I know it's crazy to say it. A lot of people don't probably know who Jimmy Ward is. He's our safety.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Ward is our deep safety, and he's probably going to be the one shadowing Hill So we'll probably play, high, low, on hill, meaning whoever the corner is going to probably jump the under routes. And if he goes deep, Jimmy's gonna have to carry him. So that is the matchup I'm looking for. I think up front we'll be fine. I don't think I like Mahomes, but he's been playing against defensive ends that can't run him down. Our defensive ends can run him down, from D Ford to Nick Bosa. They can both run him down.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Armstead or Buckner run him down too. They move. Yeah. So I'm not worried about that. I think offensively, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna call the unit out. I'm gonna say our offensive line, if they dominate, like I think they will. If they dominate, I believe we will win this football game closely. I don't think because the Chiefs score so many points, I don't think we're going to blow them out. But I think we can win. To us, a blowout is 10 points. So if we can get, if we can get 6 points on them to win this football game, I'll be impressed and happy. I'll be happy with one. But that O-line, if we can run this football, man, I'll tell you right now, it's going to be a long game for Kansas City.
All right, so I'm glad you said that. So let's get to the moment of truth. All right, so we'll stick with you, Akeem. What is the prediction for the game?
No problem. I got 28-34 49ers.
28-34 49. All right, and so Al, brother, what is your prediction?
I got 33-28, Kansas City.
Ooh. All right. We're sticking with our guns.
It's going to be exciting games. Okay.
Score.
All right. So we appreciate you brothers coming on with us to preview the Super Bowl and, of course, to talk about, just some more personal things. So let's give everybody your Twitter handles one more time. So Akeem, Raw and Uncut Podcast. What's your Twitter handle, brother?
Hey, it's Raw and Uncut Podcast. And I'm going to tell y'all, I'm a relationship guy. I talk about sports. I'm gonna say some man up stuff. So, if you block me, I know I'm doing my job. Just know
that. All right. So, Al, brother, where can they find you?
Facebook, Al High. Instagram, Al High 14. Casual highlight. That's casual_highlight on Instagram, and you can find me on Twitter now because I'm back on there at Al High.
And the high is with a Y, not the I.
The high is with a Y, correct.
Okay. All right. So, Kane, I guess I have to ask you, brother, what's your prediction?
Man, I'm still kind of up in the air about this. I'm still, going into it. I like what, I agree with the 49ers going high-low to contain Hill because you don't want him busting the game open with a single player costing you a game, a Super Bowl. You've played well all game and one play just bust the game open. That concerns me that they still leave underneath with Kelsey running underneath, manned up possibly with linebackers and other safeties. Quarterbacks can't just cover the guy, and linebackers are too slow, so that's still a matchup nightmare. But will Mahomes take the check down? Will he try to push it? Will Andy Reid try to push it? And will he get away from balancing the offense? Because one thing you don't want to be is one-dimensional against that San Francisco defense. It'll be interesting. I'm still kind of up in the air. Kyle Shanahan's clever. Right now, if you force me to pick, I think I'm going to go with the 49ers. I believe in that offensive line and that physicality and that defensive line. Football's won in the trenches. And
all right. Well, that's cool because I'm rooting for the Chiefs because of Andy Reid. Coming from Philly.
I'm neutral either way. You just.
So I feel like this is. Well, I'm saying I feel like if the Chiefs win, like the Eagles get like 20% of this championship, and then also
I'll take it.
Also with Mahomes, I got to root for Team Light Skin. So. Gotta keep this thing rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all out of style.
Go ahead, man. We got Steph Curry brought us back. Stop hating. All right.
I dig it. Hey, us Carmel brothers never went out, man. We here.
It's all good.
That's right. And I'm gonna grow my hair out to look like Mahomes.
All right.